We are the future, we are the dream, we are the nation, we are part of this.
Binoculars. Good morning, good people of this great country, Nigeria. You are welcome to another fresh episode of your much-awaited program, Binoculars. My name is Abolade Isurosho, your able commander. What I see through the binoculars today is interesting and astonishing. I see great young men and women of this great country taking giant strides in fulfilling their God-given destinies. I see young and agile leaders of this great nation practicing true democracy. I also see them coming up with new technological inventions which are government approved so as to improve our daily lives. These can therefore be only achieved only if we don't relent. I'll be back after these short commercials.
We are the future, we are the dream, we are the nation, we are part of this.
You're welcome back. In case you're just tuning in, this is Binoculars, an inspirational and motivational program which focuses on the life and times of eminent personalities both in the country and across the world, just to inspire you and I, the younger generation. Looking through the binoculars today, I see a great man, a man of goals and dreams, a man in which notable historic events were witnessed in his time. He is the 35th President of the United States of America. He is John Fitzgerald Kennedy. John Fitzgerald Kennedy was born at 83rd Beale Street in Brooklyn, Massachusetts on 29th of May 1917 to a businessman and a politician, Joseph Patrick Joe Kennedy Sr., who was born in 1888 and died in 1969, and the philanthropist and the socialite Rose Elizabeth Fitzgerald, who was born in 1890 and died in 1995. Joe was the elder son of a businessman and a politician, Patrick Joseph Kennedy, who was born in 1858 and died in 1929, and Mary Augusta Hickey Fitzgerald, who was born in 1863 and died in 1950, and Mary Josephine Hannan, who was born in 1865 and died in 1964. All four of his grandparents were the children of immigrants from Ireland. Jack's brothers were Joseph Patrick Joe Kennedy Jr., who was born in 1915 and died in 1944, Robert Francis Bobby Kennedy from 1925 to 1968, and Edward Moore Ted Kennedy from 1932 to 2009. Joe Jr. was killed in action during the Second World War, while Bobby and Ted Kennedy were both prominent senators. Their sisters were Rosemary Kennedy, who was born in 1918 and died in 2005, Kathleen Agnes Kennedy from 1920 to 1948, Eunice Mary Kennedy from 1921 to 2009, Patricia Helen Pat Kennedy from 1924 to 2006, and John Ann Kennedy who was born in 1928. Eunice founded the Special Olympics, while John served as the United States Ambassador to Ireland from 1993 to 1998. In September of 1931, Kennedy was sent to the Coed School in Wallingford, Connecticut for his 9th through 12th grade years. His older brother Joe Jr. had already been at the Coed School for 2 years, a football star and leading student. Jack spent his first years at Coed in his brother's shadow and was compensated for this with his rebellious behavior, which attracted a coterie. While at Coed, Kennedy was beset by health problems that culminated in 1934 with his emergency hospitalization at Yale New Haven Hospital. In June 1934, he was admitted to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, and diagnosed with colitis. Kennedy graduated from Coed in June 1935 for the school yearbook of which he had been business manager. He was voted the most likely to succeed. In 1935, he made his first trip abroad with his parents and sister Kathleen to London, with the intent of studying under Harold Lasky at the London School of Economics LSE, just as his older brother Joe Jr. had done. Ill health forced his return to America in October of 1935, when he enrolled late and spent 6 weeks at Princeton University. He was then hospitalized for observation at Peter Bent Brigham Hospital in Boston. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, on the 20th of January 1961, became the 35th President of the United States of America, having Lyndon B. Johnson as his vice. There were notable events which took place in his administration. Among such were the Bay of Pigs invasion, the Cuban Missile Crisis, the space race by initiating Project Apollo, which later culminated in the moon landings, the building of the Berlin Wall, African American civil rights movement, and the increased U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War. President Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas at 12:30 p.m. on Friday, November 22, 1963. An investigative panel therefore was set up by his successor, Lyndon B. Johnson, who created the Warren Commission to look into the assassination plots. So, like I always say, my fellow Nigerians, let us not give up, but always strive hard in our daily challenges in life, as John Fitzgerald Kennedy also worked relentlessly hard to become the 35th and youngest President of the United States. Join me for another fresh episode of your exciting program, Binoculars. Till I come your way again, I remain yours sincerely, Abolade Isuruosho, your able radio commander, signing out. Remain blessed.
The future has come.